Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are finishing this journal. Now, if you caught the video where I made this cover, I did scraps of paper and I Mod Podged it onto this book cover that I prepped. And now we're going to finish it, and by finish it, I mean cover this gold paper inside, not her style. So, I have this nice pink piece of paper here. We're going to measure this because hell if I know what size this is. We're going to just cover and leave the black. So we need 5.5 by 9.25. So we need two pieces that are 5.5 by 9.25. So I'm going to have this piece right here, and we're going to cut it to 9.25. Okay. So 9.25, and then we need two pieces of 5.5. Then I do have, because I don't want that raw edge, I do have piece of this vinyl, and we're going to cut this to, let's measure this because it's not 9.5. It's probably what? And not, it's probably 9.5. 9.5. So we're going to cut this to 9.5, and then we're going to cut them to be, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. But while we have this out, we're going to cut 9.5. And this is just vinyl from my stash. And let's see. Let's see where an inch would be. I think we should cut this to 1 inch and then do a 1/2 inch on each side. So let's cut 1 inch strips. The only thing I hate about this is where the 1 inch is, and I understand why it's like it, but man, is it difficult to cut a 1 inch strip. I could have pulled out my other trimmer, but I'm going to be honest, my other trimmer needs a new blade. Be honest about that. Alright, so we have our two pieces of plain pink paper to get on here. So I'm going to get out my glue. All right. On there, much better. Same with on this side. My hands are so dry. It's so cold out today. It was 6 degrees this morning. It's so cold. When my kid got home from today's a Sunday. It is actually the last Sunday before Christmas. When my kid got home last night, he went to D&D for the last time. They're taking next week off, so he went to D&D for the last time this year. And when he came home, he had on a winter hat, gloves, and a scarf wrapped around his face, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, it's like -2 outside. It was a real feel of -2. It was so cold. It was so cold. Alright, so we're just gonna take this and plop it. We're gonna plop it. But I do want to measure. I don't care, because now I didn't take into account the thickness, so it's not going to be 1 inch, but I want it, 1/2 inch, but I want it to be 1/2 inch on this side. So what I'm going to do is make a line where 1/2 inch would be, and where did it go? There it is. so I can line this up, and I'm just going to use my pencil and make a very light line on there. And I'm going to do the same on this one. So we're going to mark 1/2 inch, which is right next to this, the mason jar. It's okay. Everything's okay here. It's fine. And make a line. That way, we can get them lined up. Well, we all know I can't do anything straight. We can get them lined up to the best of our ability. How's that? Okay. The dog is barking because how dare I do something without him? I'm just going to come through and erase my pencil line. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it over. This is a little... Look at me looking for my scissor like it's going to appear out of thin air. Alright, and then we're just going to wrap it around. So if you didn't catch the first part of this video, I was helping my neighbor the other day with a project, and she was asking me questions about how I journal, and mentioned she wanted to start journaling in the style in which I journal. I'm guessing just adding pictures is what I'm really guessing is she wants to do, and journal about her day. And she was asking me questions about it. Well, while I'm doing this and while we're making this journal, I thought I would talk to you about how I journal in case anybody has any questions, because I just assumed, and this was really stupid of me, I just assumed something got on here and I was under the Mod Podge. I don't know how that happened. It's the back, so it is what it is. I just assumed everybody knew how I was journaling, because she asked me about my photos and how I could print out so many photos, and I didn't realize that you guys might not realize how I actually print out my photos. And how I print out my photos is I do it when I sit down to journal. Okay, when I sit down to journal with you guys, when I'm doing my journal with me's, that is when I print out my photos, and I use an app on my phone. I have an Android phone, so I use, what's it called? I have my phone down here. Where is it? I think it's still in my pocket. Hold on. Let's see. What is it called? I don't remember. It is called Print Adjuster, and I believe on iPhone what you would use on iPhone is called like print to size, I believe is what I told her, and that's what I found. It's called print to size. So what it does is you have a 8.5 by 11 canvas, okay? So you can just, do I need to erase my line? No, yep, right here. You can just put as many photos on there as you want to get the size of the photo. So usually I don't go more than, I think, 15 photos. And for book covers, all right, so here we go. So this is now our cover. So pretty. This is our cover. And now we're going to start getting our papers ready to go in our journal. So what I do is I just add photos to that app. Okay? I have some stuff here that I already pulled. I want to also pull blank paper because I don't know. Hold on. All right. I don't know where my thought left off, so that's fun. I wanted to do some plain paper, so I grabbed some just white cardstock, and then I have all this other paper. So we're just going to cut it down to size, which is 9.5 by, I'm just going to do 5.5. And we're going to cut these down to size. Okay, so when I journal, I journal once a week. You guys see me do it. I do it with you guys once a week. And I journal every single night. Every night unless I forget. We know that I have forgotten. You've seen it happen. And if I do forget, I do it the next morning. She asked me how I remember things, and I basically told her that, yeah, how I remember things is I go back and I look at the photos I've taken, I look at the texts I've sent to see, and that is how I remember my day. If it's a very, I also, things I save, like I will save receipts, I will save, there it is, I will save receipts, I save product boxes, stuff like that, and that is how I remember my day. Otherwise, I don't remember my day. If you have trouble remembering your day, and you don't want to journal every day, I suggest keeping notes in your phone. Okay? Keep notes in your phone. Ooh, I just hit the camera. Sorry, guys. That way, you can just go back and look at the notes or jot them down in a notebook. You could just do little bullet points. Things that you've done that day, how you were feeling that day, that kind of stuff. Just do little bullet points and you're good. Okay? That is what I would do if I was having trouble remembering my days, which, let's face it, some days I do forget. Let's go back to, what was that, last month when I forgot to journal an entire day until I was doing my journal with me. And all I wrote down was that I went to TJ Maxx because that's all I could remember from the day. It happens. It's not that big of a deal. And then, like I said, when I come downstairs to do my journaling, I open up my printing app and I put all my photos, and that's how I print my photos, on 8.5 by 11 printer paper. Easy peasy. I don't even have special paper. I just use my regular printer paper, and I print out my photos. And I do have a standard size. I try to do 2.5 by 3.5 for my book covers. Other than that, I crop them as best as I can if they can be cropped, and I just hit, on my app, you can hit arrange, and it just arranges them in an order. And then I go from there, because now I don't print, my printer doesn't print borderless. I hate my printer, by the way. I hate it. And it's been giving me problems. It's been flashing its lights at me. I don't know what that means. This is some vellum, because I just love vellum in a journal. It's so pretty in a journal. So I'm just using some vellum. And then I just print out what I can. You know what I mean? Like, I just get as much as I can. Like I said, I don't think I go above, I'm thinking, 12 to 16 photos is about what I put on a on a sheet, depending on how big I want the photos. And like I said, I don't print, mine doesn't print borderless, so I have to have a gap up at the top and the bottom and the sides of my paper, which kind of really sucks, by the way. That's one thing I don't like about my printer. Also, I just don't like having to pay every month for HP Instant Ink. And if you know what I saw? If you don't pay for that, it bricks your printer, is what I saw somebody say. Now, I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, that sucks, because I paid for my printer. You shouldn't be allowed to just brick my printer. Anyway. So that's how I do it, and then I cut all of my photos out, and I either number them, or I, let's see how many pieces this is. I want to get at least 31 pages in here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26. So we're going to go with this. Now this one I can't get 5.5 from, so I think I'm going to cut these shorter and just do 4.25, because we can do whatever we want. Alright, that should be enough. Now, these scraps that I just cut off of all these pages are going to, not the plain one, are going to go in the journaling kit I'm making for her. Alright? And then, let's keep going with how I journal, because I didn't know if anybody else was curious on how I journaled. But then what I do is, let's mark our, and I put my pencil away for some reason. Let's mark where we're putting our rings. Alright, I heard a weird noise here. Listen, I don't know about you guys. My dog is so freaking smart. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't stand it about him. He's so smart. And he constantly, I'm marking 0. And what did I tell you? I always do 0 in the center and then 2 inches on either side. I think it works perfect. Though I might do this one longer. What was I thinking? This is very long. Let's do 2.5. Okay, we'll do 2.5. Okay, we'll do 2.5. That's better. I heard a weird noise, and I forgot that I had to change my boyfriend. I have separate sounds on my phone for the people who text me the most, so I know who's texting me. That way, like, if it's like my boyfriend and I'm filming a video, he can wait. Like, that's not a big deal. If it's my dad, and he's not home, then I need to get that right away, because you never know. Anyway, my dog, after having a sound as my boyfriend's sound, my dog learns it. He learns it, and then his head pops up like, oh, is he here? Is he here? Is he here? Like, I don't... You can hear my dad cursing at the dog. I don't know what's going on up there. I don't actually particularly care. Like, whatever. You guys have a grand old time. He's yelling at it. I don't know. Yeah, so he learns the tone. So I end up having to like change it every few months. So I had to change it last night. And then just now it went off, and I'm like, what's that noise? It's so bad. I don't know what that noise is. It's horrible, isn't it? Alright. I'm going to... Dude, why do I keep doing that? I keep putting my pencil away. I do this every time because I'm trying to get in the habit of cleaning up after myself. But then this happens and I still need it. Let's make sure all these are the right way. Like this isn't. Okay. Oh, I did not know that's what the back side of that looked like. Why are these all upside down? There we go. They were all upside down. Anyway, so we're just going to take a stack, line these up. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to how I journal. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. Stuff keeps happening and my mind is all over the place. So when I journal at night, I usually throw things from the day on my nightstand. So I will throw receipts, tags, product boxes, things like that that I want to keep in my journal on my nightstand. And then when I pull my journal out to journal in the night, at night, I throw all of that stuff in my journal on that day. So say I have a receipt because my kid orders food. I like to track when my kid orders food. That way he can be like, I'm ordering food too much. And I could be like, look, no, you're like, yeah, you are, you pig. Not true. It's not true. My kid's not a pig. So I will then throw that in the day. And then I will journal and that will be stuck in the day. I will throw in yarn scraps if I did a project that day. Tags from anything that I bought, if I went shopping, stuff like that is what I will throw in there. I will journal, close my journal up, put it away, and then it'll be sitting in there loose in the day that it occurred in my journal until I come down and journal. Okay? Then when I come down and journal, first thing I do is go through and figure out what photos I want to print. I don't print every photo I take. That would be obsessive. I don't do that. Excessive, not obsessive. Excessive. I know words, okay? I really do. So I figure out which photos I want to print. I do take I don't do screenshots anymore because they changed how my phone does screenshots and it's annoying. But I do just download the photo to my phone of every movie I watch, every book I read, and then if I start a new series on TV or something like that, or I watch a documentary, I will download the cover of, and all I do is Google, so say I'm going to watch Elf. It's Christmas time. I'm going to watch Elf soon. I really am now. My boyfriend wanted to wait till closer to Christmas to watch all our favorite Christmas movies. He's such a butthead. And I've been watching Christmas movies since December 1st. I will Google, let's say I'll Google Elf. Google, not Google, Google Elf. And then I'll go into images and I'll find the image I want and I just download it to my phone. Okay? That's how I do it. Now, I am going to take that one aside because I don't want these right next to each other. I just cut them right next to each other. So we're going to do this. I don't care if they go in order. You know what I mean? And then repeat. I just don't want all the clumps of one color to be next to each other. That would be silly. this, 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 and this. This. Where's the other green one? Here it is. I'm going to throw those aside. We don't want to do that again. This, this, dish, and dish. And I don't want a short one on the end. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then, like I said, I print out my photos, I cut them out, and I do one of two things. I either put them in on the day that they belong, or I turn them upside down and write the date on the back. And how do I know the date? I use my phone. I go into my phone and I check to see when I took the picture, or I read the book, or I watched the movie, and I just go in my journal and throw them in on that date with everything else, or I number them and I put them out on my desk upside down so I can see what number in order. I'll do them in date order. So I will go from, if the week starts on a Sunday, I will put them down from Sunday to Saturday in order on my desk. So sometimes you'll come in the video, you'll see them on my desk. Other times they're already in my journal, and it's not because I've printed them separately. It's because I just didn't feel like labeling them and I threw them in my journal. Listen, that's the fact right there. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm just being lazy that day. All right, I think I can do that. Vellum was getting stuck, so it was making it harder to line up the circles, the hole punches, and that's how I do it. Okay, and then I just come in. You see how I journal with you guys. I just come in, I talk about my day, and I add things in any way that they will fit, and any way that they will look good, and any way, and sometimes I even decide that I don't want something that I saved in my journal after all. It all depends. Okay. Why is that one? Was it upside down? I don't know. Shouldn't matter because they were all punched using the same template. That is why I always say use the same template, but something's going on. These bottom ones are not lining up. What is it about this one that's not lining up? I don't know. It's that piece right here. So we'll put these on, and then I will put the other one on. I don't know, maybe it slipped when I was punching the holes. I don't know. Not sure, but the holes was just covering the holes. Okay. And now, yep, now it was fine. It was just that piece of paper. I don't know, that was weird. And that's it. That is how I journal. And when I journal, I don't always journal about, I mean, I add the big things, but I also add the small things and the small silly things. Like the other day, my kid, oh, that was just yesterday, made chocolate chip cookies by himself for the first time. And that's a small thing. It's not a big thing. It's a small thing, but it's a memory. I'm going to want to, why am I not getting these holes in here? There we go. The ring was not cooperating. And we'll just put this on. I'm going to close that because this one's getting on my nerves. And that's it. That is how I journal. You can journal in any way you want. there we go. Look how cute this is. It's so cute. I think she'll really like it. Now, this is the second part in the little series I'm making. My next part, you guys got to come back for it. I've never done the Mod Podge journal cover, so if you were here for that, I'm glad you were here for that and you watched it. If you didn't want to watch this video, I understand. It was just cutting paper, but I'm going to put in the title that I did talk about how I journal, so maybe you'll want to tune in. And then the next video, make sure you tune in because I am making a journal kit for her. Now, I'm going to preface this with saying she is a crafty person. Okay? She crafts. She sews. She has a Cricut. She paints. She's a crafty person. But one thing that I love about getting things from other people is that I get things from their stash. Okay? And I love that. I love getting things from their stash. Something that I might not have. So I'm going to make her a little journal kit. So tune in for that one. That's the next video coming up. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little lesson on how I journal and it helps you out a little bit. If it did help you, let me know down below, please. And I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and have a great rest of your day.